What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here. Liverpool 4, Tottenham 3 in a crazy, crazy game at Anfield today. You know, the game started as the Newcastle game pretty much started. Defensive flaws, terrible defending. We go 1-0 down, and Romero and Porro just ball watching once again at the back post, and a very, very easy goal. They go 2-0 up, they go 3-0 up, and you're thinking, is this another Newcastle have we got on our hands? But you got to give credit to the players after that. First of all, not during that, because they were absolutely disgraceful during that. But after that, you know, we pulled ourselves together. We were creating chances. Son had a really good chance. Kulusevski had a really good chance. Kane got on the score sheet with a really nice team goal. Another assist from Perisic. And, you know, I actually think from that moment onwards, after the 20 minutes, we were the better side. If you look at, if you delete those first 20 minutes from the game, we were the better side today, no?
Yeah, I mean, it's easier to be the better side when you're 3-0 down,
obviously.
But look, but exactly, you got it back to 3-0, and you got to give the team immense credit for getting back in the game. I think Liverpool in the first half definitely took their foot off the gas, and they started to make mistakes, which made Tottenham get back in the game. We were starting to actually throw a bit more caution to the wind, press a bit higher. Son, Kulusevski, Kane were starting to win the ball in the attacking third, as opposed to being penned back all the time, and that led to more chances being created. Liverpool were definitely a lot more lethargic there. Where they were just giving the ball. They were careless a lot of the time in the end of the first half. We did get the goal back, and we get into half time, knowing that the game's still probably beyond us, but with a sense that we are back in the game a bit. And then second half, I have to say, for a lot of the second half, it was very much like beginning of the second half, we hit the post. We have a lot of opportunities.
Twice,
but
no?
We hit the post for Romero, we hit the post for Son, and it looked like we were going to get back in the game. Liverpool make some changes. They regain control of the game, I would say, without really creating any chances. I don't remember too many chances that whole second half, to be honest, Liverpool had. And then we did get the goal, probably our player deserved with Romero, the lovely through ball to Son, and all of a sudden it was definitely game on. 15 minutes to go, 3-2, and we were definitely the one in the ascendancy. It looked like Tottenham were definitely going to be the ones to get the next goal, and fair play, because we were definitely all over the shop the first half. We did clean up our act in that second half, to be fair, and we weren't giving away easy chances. We were putting in challenges. Skip and Højbjerg were definitely putting themselves about a bit more, and that was very positive. And the last few minutes, we were putting real pressure on that Liverpool team, and we did get our reward.
We got one back, we got two back. Sonny made it 3-3 at the death, it seemed like. Richarlison, sorry, made it 3-3 right at the death. And you're thinking, wow, we snatched a draw here after being 3-0 down. But Lucas Moura, what have you done? What have you done? He literally just plays Jota through on goal. He does the rest. You knew he was going to finish in the bottom of the bottom corner, and they win the game 4-3. But let's be honest, Jota should not be on that pitch. High boot on Ollie Skip, studs in Ollie Skip's face, and he only gets a booking. How? How is that happening? Fine, Ollie Skip also maybe should have been sent off in the first half. We should have had a penalty as well when Richarlison gets hacked down in the box. It's just this curse at Anfield, year on, year out. Not only do we miss easy chances, we get decisions that go against us. Not even at Anfield. We get decisions against us every time we play Liverpool. That Robinson one springs to mind from a few years back, and I'm sure there's been plenty more. I mean, how many gilt-edged chances have we missed against Liverpool over the years to grab us all 3 points? Like how many? That Sissoko one at Anfield, that Lo Celso one, many today. The one at Højbjerg last season, right at the back end of the season.
Cursed at Anfield.
Every single year we get refereeing decisions go against us, and we miss easy chances. But to missing easy chances, you've only got yourselves to blame, don't you?
It wasn't easy chance. We made that mistake from Lucas. Why do we keep bringing this guy on? He's leaving at the end of the season. Last time he came on when we were chasing a goal, he gets himself sent off against Everton. So why is this guy getting brought on when what he's doing is just screwing things up when he comes on? It's ridiculous. It's starting to really annoy me. He shouldn't be playing again for Tottenham, honestly. He's not fit for purpose. He's doing so many, that mistake he made at the end there. We've just made it back 3-3. If anything, Tottenham will look like they're going to get the next goal. Liverpool have barely created a chance that whole second half. We're in the ascendancy, and he just gifts them a goal, gifts them the win that we worked so hard for. draw. We got it back to 3-3 after being 3-0 down. No team in history has come back from 3-0 down at Anfield and got a draw.
Is that right?
In Premier League history.
Wow.
No team in Premier League history has ever done that. And we've done it, and we've just chucked it away like it's nothing. Chucked all away our good work for a stupid mistake. Just playing it in behind to no one. What is he thinking, man?
But
what is he thinking?
You know what, though? Like, when you look at it, obviously the defenders let us down once again in the opening stages of the game. The game seemed all but done after 10 minutes, after 15 minutes today. But I give credit to Mason. I give credit to the team for pulling together and actually clawing it back in this game. They showed fight, they showed passion, they showed pride. And since Mason has come in, we all know the defence is not good enough, and Mason ain't going to change that. That's just the facts of the matter. But what Mason has done, he's come in here and he's give us attacking intent, and he's made us... Like, I was proud watching that team in the second half, the way we were taking the game to Liverpool, the way we were scoring goals at Anfield. Not many teams are going to go to Anfield and score 3 goals. Not many teams as well are going to be 2-0 down to Manchester United and bring it back to 2-2. And like you said, no one in Premier League history has brought it back from 3-0 down to 3-3 at Anfield. Yeah, it was a very, very massive kick in the teeth that we obviously conceded, but that's down to one player and one player only. That was Lucas Moura. But apart from him, you've got to be proud of the team, the way we reacted today.
Definitely, and I think not only I think a 3-0 down, it would have been very easy to see the whole rest of the game out like a training match and not even like... And after losing 6-1 to Newcastle a week ago, it could have been easy for us to make sure, oh, look, we're just not going to get battered here. All right, we're not going to make it worse. It's not going to be an embarrassment like we were a week ago and make it 4, 5 and 6. Let's just shut up shop. No more goals conceded. But he didn't do that. We tried to get back in the game. We did get back in the game. And I actually think as well his formation changes worked as well, I have to say, because I think we came out in the second half quite strong, should have scored. The chances seem to be drying up, and then he changed the formation. He brings on Sarr, he puts an extra body in midfield, and all of a sudden the dynamic changed. And I think Son was getting in much more dangerous positions. All of a sudden he was getting in behind with regularity. Kane was seeing the ball a bit more as well, and then we got it back to 3-2 because of those tactical changes. And I think that was really, really positive from Mason. And then obviously the ones at the end as well. Brilliant. Brings on Richarlison. Neville was criticising Mason for bringing on Richarlison. He said he doesn't think the balance in the team would be right with that, but it paid off. He got a brilliant header. He got the header of the back post. Got the header of the back post. Made it 3-3. I think that was good reward for the good work Mason did in that second half, for getting the team to play as they did, getting the team to not drop their heads, keep believing we can get something out of the game, and adding the tactical changes which allow that to happen. And you saw even in the second half, Porro was like a new player in that second half. How many times he was getting forward, putting cross after cross, causing danger.
Porro and Perisic played really well today.
Yeah, they were. It just goes to show, like, all this stuff about people say Porro's rubbish, whatever. Like, if you put a system in place, he can shine. He's shown that. He's shown going forward he can be an absolute danger, given the time and the ability. I thought today in that second half he was a completely different player in that second half. We deserve to get back in the game. It's just so frustrating that all our good work, all that effort is undone with one moment of stupidity, one moment of madness, one moment of lack of care from a substitute, by the way, who shouldn't be tired or running out of legs. He should be fresh in the mind, and he does that.
Who's he trying to pass it to? I don't get it. Who's he trying to pass it to?
Just all that good
Turn around and hoof it. Come on.
And all the players must be absolutely just fuming at that, because imagine, like, you've done so well to get back in the game, and also the point, you can say the point doesn't matter, but in terms of like getting your Europa League spot, that was a very crucial point, making sure Liverpool don't go ahead of us, and keeping that 5th place as well. And all of that's just undone with one moment. So frustrating.
You know what they say? It's never a dull moment following Tottenham Hotspur. And this was another case in point. But it's just so frustrating. What a game of football, yeah. But in terms of Ryan Mason, is he showing his managerial credentials here?
Potentially. I mean, potentially.
Two hard games. United at home, Liverpool away. And we come out of both games with a sense of pride.
Definitely. But look. I think compared to how we were the last few games, it didn't take much. But we have come back from 2-0 down and 3-0 down. But I guess the key is not being 2-0 down and 3-0 down in the first place. That's the key to it. But fair enough.
That calls for bringing better defenders in. I don't think it was a managerial flaw as to why we were down 3-0 after 10, 15 minutes.
If it keeps happening, then it is. But it's only been two games.
Yeah, I know that. But, you're talking about defensive lapses in concentration every time. I mean, I don't think Mason's telling Romero and Porro to stand off the attackers when they're coming at us. I mean, I don't think that's what's happening. I think it's a flaw within the individuals in defence that's why we keep getting there.
Yeah, I agree with that. Of course, the defense isn't good enough. We know that. They need to be coached better. They need to be better within concentration. Look, Mason has done us proud last 2 games to put in performances that can be worthy of watching, rather than the absolute shite we've been used to for a lot of this season, to be honest. So I definitely think he's done well. I'm not going to say just based off these 2 games where we haven't won any of them that he's showing he can be our manager, but he's definitely showing potential as a future manager, 100%. I think, because I think the way he's got this team fighting for him and not giving up and coming back from deficits is impressive. But the key is, like, when you go 3-0 down in those situations, a lot of the time teams are going to sit back a bit because they know that they think the game is won. I think Liverpool were guilty of thinking the game was won at 3-0, to be honest. I did think that. And they started to make mistakes and allowed us back in it. And to be fair, that second half was impressive because I don't think it was the case of them allowing us back in it. I think it was a case of us forcing our way back in it. But the first half, the fact that it was 3-1 and not 3-0 was because Liverpool thought the game was won. So that has to be taken into consideration. But Mason, definitely, the tactical changes he made, the attitude of the players was much better. The chances we created, again, I wonder what our XG was overall. I'll take a look now. But definitely must have been higher. 1.99, so nearly 2 XG again. Second half, 1.31, and Liverpool only had 0.5, so much better from Tottenham in that second half. It was a great performance. So look, fair play to him. Like, I don't think he could have done much more when it comes to being in that position and trying to turn it round. I think it was exceptional. I mean, I guess you could say criticism, he did put Mora right back. Was that necessary? And it did force a mistake, maybe. But I have to say, he made the changes. They worked. Coming back from 3-0 down is really good. Fair play to him.
Yeah, look, I come away from this game with a sense of pride, like I said before. To come 3-0 down, back to 3-3, albeit we did lose the game because of a very stupid individual error. But you can see what Mason's trying to do, in my opinion. And you can't get away from the fact that the guy who scored the winning goal should have been off the pitch. And that's just another kick in the teeth at Anfield that follows a long list of terrible decisions and terrible moments for us at Anfield. But look, great game of football, especially if you're a neutral. Hard ending for Tottenham Hotspur. We move on. We've got Aston Villa next up. I think next weekend, Villa away. So we see you there. We'll see you there.
Is it not Palace next first? Is it not Palace next?
Palace, yeah, sorry. We got
Palace at home, yeah.
Palace, then Villa.
At least it gives a sense that maybe, like, now to the end of the season, I know we've had the last 2 games have been tough, but maybe in these games like Palace, we can actually get some wins on the board as opposed to, like, fearing them. I mean, maybe in Villa, like, you can go there with, like, if you can go to Anfield and get 3 goals, that gives you maybe a bit of hope that you can go there and get results in these games rather than being scared of the thumpings that we were scared of, potentially. So, look, big up to everyone. 3,000 people watching. Big up to everyone in the chat. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, and we'll see you all on the fan show very soon. It's your chance to have your say on the game. But thank you, everyone, for watching today. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.